being part of the historic streak. I'm going to pose the same question I'm going to pose to your coach later. You've been positive this whole process, but at one point, did you ever think that you guys may not get in? And what would that mean for you, your career in this program?
To be honest, I didn't think about it. Just for me personally, I mean, I believed in my guys. I believed in the games that we went through this year, some of the teams that we played. I mean, we didn't get in the way that we liked, for sure, but, I mean, I believe that we were getting in.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering about what the last 48 hours have been like since you got back and just what you guys have done to kind of prepare for this moment and what that moment was like, and particularly as you waited.
I mean, well, we got back. Yesterday was pretty much off for the most part. We watched film. We watched the Purdue game back again. Always got to do something to make sure that we're bettering ourselves. So we took offense, defense, went through that stuff, make sure that we talked about like what we did wrong and what we could have done better. And then today we light practice, some mostly shooting, went through offense to some defensive stuff. That's about it really that we did to get ready.
As the brackets unfolding, I mean, how do you kind of process the emotions of that?
I mean, I'm just happy we're in. Like for me, it was really like once you're in, like it don't matter where you're at. Like I think that's been proven enough times over for everyone. So I mean, as long as we're in it, the rest of it doesn't really matter to me.
Malik, you talked about you guys watched the Purdue tape as you were waiting this last 24 hours to see where you were going to be named. Was it any particular game that you mentally were going through, or games that you were like, man, if maybe if I would have done this or if we would have done that, we would have had different results and maybe been a higher seed?
I mean, you can say that about a number of games throughout this year. I wasn't doing that in the last like 48 hours if you're asking about that piece of it. I mean, for me, like, we can't dwell on the past. Like, there's a lot of things that we could have done to be better. There's a lot of things that we could have done to win certain games. So I try to not think that way. I just think about use those. Like, yeah, they were important, and yeah, we need to take our learning pieces from those, and we need to still be able to like think back to those. Like, we messed this up in this game. We have to do this moving forward. But I wasn't sitting there like, dang, I wish I did this or that, because at that point I'm just worrying myself for no reason.
I know you said that you always thought that you were going to get in, but as the names are called and you don't hear your name, just kind of, can you tell me what's going on, like emotionally and mentally, what's running through your head?
I mean, it sucks being in like the last portion of the last part, you know what I mean? But other than that, like I was just sitting there, I'm just happy to be with my people, happy to be with everybody that care for us and that wants to be a part of something that we can do on this run.
Malik, as one of the leaders of this team, how do you believe you guys stack up about your makeup, and have you guys had any conversations just as guys, as friends, as teammates over the last week about, you know what, if we get in, we can do this and we can make some noise?
I mean, I think that just regularly, like not even tournament-wise. Like I've been thinking that since I knew who was coming back last year. I mean, I think we still are those same people. We're still that same team. We still have the possibility of being national champions, like in my eyes. Like if we're all clicking and we're all on the same page, we're doing what we're supposed to defensively and offensively, like shit, I think everybody's scared in my eyes.
Is that hunger even greater because you guys didn't perform to the level you wanted during the regular season?
I think so for sure. I think just looking at like the last like week, I feel like everybody knows that we underachieve. Like we all know it. We see it all the time. People say it all the time. We know what situation we put ourselves in, but we also know that we could completely right that situation by doing what we need to do. So that's where our minds are at.
Like, how about the senior factor, the way college basketball is now? There aren't a lot of teams with a lot of seniors. You have 3 prominent seniors. Can that aid you this time of year?
For sure. I think going into the tournament, I mean, obviously experience matters. I mean, it's tough for being a young guy, being a freshman or a sophomore who may not have as much experience going into the tournament, not knowing like how important every like little minute thing is, or how like what really matters. You know, what do you need to do to prepare yourself mentally to be there when the game tips off, and like being able to finish that game, be like, okay, like we got to move to this next one. We have to continue to like be better. And I think that helps for sure. I mean, like I think not even just the three you talked about. I assume it was probably like Tyson, AJ, and me. But I mean, Davis, Madi, even JA, like they all bring such great value, such great knowledge. Steve-O, like I mean, I think we all can do something to help the team as we move forward.
Like, I'm wondering what it does for you guys when you're seeing the bracket come out. All these top 4 seeds, you guys have, I mean, Purdue, obviously, you've played Illinois, Arizona, Baylor, Duke. You know, there's a lot of top seeds that you guys have played already, even though you're a 9. What does that do for you guys, do you think, when those teams popped up?
That's kind of what I mean by the same question that she asked. Like, I mean, there's not many people that we haven't played or we haven't seen in the last 2 years. So, I mean, for me, it's nothing but confidence. I feel like we're ready. I feel like we're in a certain point of our season, and as a team, chemistry-wise, that like we've seen pretty much every look that we can see. And I feel like we'll be ready for anything, no matter who it is, no matter where they're seated. I think we'll be ready for it.
Anything else for Malik? Malik?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I'm sure you got plenty.